Hello, Death Star. Welcome to the chat. I might sound further away this video because I am, in fact, further away from the camera. But that is because I will not be the only one on tonight's stream. The other guest in the stream is just not in the room yet. Death Star asks, how are you? Thank you very much for asking. How am I doing? Well, it's a little complicated. You know, life has some ups and downs. And, you know, maybe I'm in the middle of a little bit of a down. But hopefully it won't last forever. How are you doing, Death Star? How has your week been? And here is our special guest for tonight.
Hi.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna bring this over here. Would you like to? Are you okay with reading stuff in the chat? Awesome. So, I just asked Death Star how his week was. And in the meantime, I'm actually taking a course on my computer right now. If any of you have ever taken a food handler's certification course, that's what I'm doing because mine needs renewing. That rhymed. So we are multitasking.
Hey there. Welcome to the
Hey there.
Food Handler.
Hold on. Pause. Give it a second. The captions on.
Hey there.
No. Slow down.
Hey, Death Star.
Is there no way to... What? I can't mute this guy? I have the captions on. I don't need to be able to hear him. Oh, that's sad. Oh well. I'll come back to you later, guy. I'll find you later.
I'm glad your week's been good, Death Star.
If the camera's further away, so you might have to project a little bit.
Ha! No, I'm kidding. But Death Star says his week's been pretty good. And I don't know if you saw earlier, but he asked if you're comfortable sharing something. I missed it.
Oh, he asked me how I was doing, and I said there's highs and lows, and maybe I'm in the middle of a low right now, but it happens. So, you know, maybe I'll share a little bit later on during the stream. Well, I won't be doing the certification on stream. I guess I'll do it later.
Still glitter.
I have glitter on my face still from earlier today. Why don't you tell them what the glitter's from?
The glitter is from my new lip gloss. I'm gonna put it on because it's good. I have it. It was impulse purchase, but it's like the best. I don't make impulse purchases very often. Wait, look how glittery it is. That's why if I like put it on. Look at that.
Oh, by the way, thank you. First of all, welcome Dominion to the chat. Second of all, thank you so much for anybody who voted for me in YouTube's Next Top Singer, because I made it to round 3. Woo!
Woohoo!
I made it to round
So
3.
exciting.
But we don't know who else has made it. I was number 29. I got the 29th spot in the top 30. So I am going into round 3, but we gotta see who else also makes it in. We don't know yet. The suspense is terrible. I hope it lasts. That's a movie quote.
That's it says he hopes you feel better soon. Doesn't like seeing other people sad.
Aww.
It is a lot of glitter, isn't it? Look at this.
Oh.
Now he's got glitter on
Yeah,
the
I do have glitter on my hands now. Oh my gosh. That's so much glitter, babe. I don't think they can see it. Oh, yep, I can see it. There it is. You guys see that?
He's mine, and you can tell because of the gold glitter everywhere.
Now my lips are sparkly.
So cute.
You got sparkly lips. It's a lot of glitter. Congrats, he says. Here you go.
Oh, thanks.
Enjoy the glitter. It's just gonna stay on me for the rest of the day. Her whole thing has always been glitter.
So I first caught your attention, right?
It's true.
Should I tell that story?
Tell it. Absolutely.
Okay, so while he went on a mission for the church, you were I don't remember, but he was sending out emails or whatever, and like me and my family were good family friends of him and his family and stuff, and I was like, oh, what if I sent him like a prank letter filled with glitter, just yellow glitter, because it's my favorite color and it's his favorite color. Who am I kidding? Of course I'm doing that. And so I duct taped shut this really thick letter that I poured glitter in, and I wrote on the card, haha, glitter, have fun, in glue, and then poured glitter over the top of it, so it was in glitter. So in order to read it, he had to tap off the rest of the glitter.
Welcome Top Buzz to the chat. Top Buzz starts us off with a pretty legit compliment. You are such a lovely couple. I love your type. You have such a gay vibe.
Yeah.
Is it because we both have sparkly lips now? Is that what's happening? Oh, well,
Vampire, I'm kidding. That's
we're not gay. We're actually straight for each other. Although you never know. We could just surprise you one day. And be like, actually, this whole thing was a sham.
He's actually my girlfriend. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, it's so funny though. We did like a one of those face app things, and it was like what he looked like as the opposite gender. He looks hotter than me as a girl, and I'm so upset. This is so illegal.
No.
I look like some guy that's been living out of the dumpster. I'm like,
No.
I'm kidding. I don't actually, but I'm like, there's no way guy me would date girl him. That's impossible. He was
You
like,
wouldn't
no, I
date
totally
me if
would.
I was a girl?
No, I mean the other way. The other way around. You wouldn't just date me.
Let's see. If you would be gay, no one wouldn't be surprised, boy. You got a double negative there. So it means everyone would be
Everyone
surprised.
would be
Everybody would be surprised if I was gay. Check your typos first, and then we can have a conversation. That sentence hurt my brain. It's true, Death Star. It's true. All right. Well, on previous streams, I apologize that this week has been kind of slow. We've been last week we mostly did like drawing streams, art streams, and I know that's not what you wanted, but
You stole all of it. I'm kidding.
So on previous streams recently, we've been doing art. We've been drawing. I'm burnt out. I'm so burnt out. But I don't know what else to do. I want to give advice to somebody, but I have to wait for somebody to come into the chat and ask for advice.
Ask for advice or else. I'm kidding.
Or else. Accept my help, or else. Oh, we could just talk. Yes, it's true, we could. We're here to chat. We're here to talk. What do you guys want to talk about? I set a goal for 10 super chats, just in case.
You glitter everywhere. You're so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Very pretty. Very pretty.
Isn't he so pretty? He's so cute. Hello.
I think I know where all of their gay accusations are coming from. Yeah, honestly, I'm just so burnt out. I can't draw right now. It's kind of sad.
Who am I? I am your worst nightmare.
Dashing Wilder, welcome to the chat. Who is she? His girlfriend right now. Jocelyn. Yeah, hopefully my girlfriend forever. Wait, no, hold on. Hopefully my only girlfriend that I have from now on. Not my girlfriend forever though, because eventually I'm gonna wife her up. Somebody's asking to be let in.
Fine, Nemo.
Hope you guys want some orange cat action, because we're getting Nemo to join the chat. You want to bring him over? Now, this is a dangerous specimen found in his wild habitat.
He literally was just trying to get this, and it was kind of under the door. Like he.
This is Nemo's favorite toy, a pipe cleaner. Watch this.
Oh, and
Nemo.
he ran away. Nemo.
Just get him to see it, and then he'll be like, what? Nemo. Okay, so put him down real quick. No, on the floor, I'm gonna have him jump up. Oh, that's okay. Here we go, Nemo. Haha. Enjoy the kitty entertainment.
Go, Nemo. Get it.
Death Star says, Nemo! We should talk about politics with Nemo, they say.
Nemo, what's your opinion
Nemo
on...
has radical opinions. He
tried to vote Tom from Tom and Jerry into president in the last election. Which is funny because he's not even won when he tried to vote.
Well, that's true. You're not even the legal voting age.
Not even close. No.
Dashing Wilder says, what you two see in each other, or what made you two come into a relationship? That's a great question. All right.
I had a crush on him forever.
You earned your pipe cleaner, Nemo. You want to take your seat again, babe?
Okay.
It's a great question. They're asking about our relationship. I don't want to be personal, so you don't have to answer it. Oh, no. We've answered this question on stream before, and people have asked us to make out on stream before, and we obliged right as the camera cut off. Just kidding. That didn't happen. Top Buzz likes our kitty. Our kitty is cute. Alright, go ahead. What do we see in each other? How do we fall in love?
Well, I see everything. That's why.
They can't hear you.
Whatever, it's for you anyways.
Oh, thanks.
I was saying I see everything in him. Like, my future in his eyes. I see. Look at this face. What could I not love about it? But also, he's just. Our families have been like good friends for since he moved here, I think. For the first time, anyways, and I, as a little girl, kind of.
Hold on.
Younger.
As a little girl.
Younger than I am right now. Well, compared to me now, I was little.
Yeah. Little girl seems like elementary school age. Anyway, just go ahead.
I'm not elementary school age. Anyways, he hasn't been here that long. I didn't know you then. Anyways, he was like I was a really like shy kid, especially in like.
Bye, Death Star. If you have to go, we'll see you when you get back.
Like middle school, and when I was first going into the like young women's, young men's program for our church, and I was having like a really bad day and just feeling like nobody wanted me there one day, and he came up and he, in total James fashion, was like, hey, so did you, and then he asked some random question about like Disney or Marvel, something I didn't know how to answer because I haven't seen any of it or anything, and I was like, but it just made me feel like, I don't know, really special, like I was actually seeing like somebody, because everyone was hanging out with him. He was like the most popular cool kid like ever, and everyone loved hanging out with him. And he had stepped away from this big group of people that were hanging out with him to come ask me a question. And I'd been on the outskirts of the group the entire time.
She had hearts in her eyes.
Unable to talk to anybody. And he just, well, it started with just the wanting a friendship. Like this amazing, awesome human being who is also so kind. And, took notice of somebody who had flown under the radar of everyone else. Like no one else had really talked to me the entire night that I was there, and he came up, and it was just a silly question, but it meant a lot to me when I was feeling really down that day, and it caught my eye. And then I don't remember exactly when it developed into a crush, but it did, and he figured it out and was like, that's illegal.
It wasn't hard. She was like, so I have a crush on somebody, and I was like, I know.
Oh
it's me.
That's so cringe. Don't bring that up. Oh my gosh, I hate younger me. It's okay. I actually don't hate her. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like.
She sent me an email about it. She was like, so
I
need
didn't
some
have
advice.
a phone yet.
She was like, I need some advice. There's somebody I have like a really big crush on, and I was like, I know. I know you have a crush on me. And she was like, what? Who said it was, huh? But I hit it right on the head of the nail, so I was like...
Yeah. To be fair, I wasn't planning on saying or doing anything. I literally was...
Testing the waters, maybe?
Maybe? I don't really know. I don't know what she was thinking still. But, no, I don't think I brought it up. Like, I brought up, did you have a crush? I'm pretty sure that's how it
Sure.
started.
You might have asked me, like, do you have a crush? And
Do you have a crush?
I don't remember what I answered.
And then some like brush off, no answer type of answer, and I was like, okay, cool.
Probably because I'm like, oh, I'm going on a mission.
Zero
I'm not getting
information.
involved in any.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It
Going
was
on a
like,
mission. I'm going to be gone for a
going
while.
on
I'm
a
not getting
mission,
involved in any
I'm not getting
relationships.
involved. And I was like, okay, cool. Actually, the reason I wanted to know was so that I would stop. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So I'd stop having a crush on him if I knew he liked someone else, right? But since he gave no answer, it was like, gosh dang it, that's just enough hope for me to keep liking him. And then he was like, and I think you were like, do you have a crush or something like that too?
I didn't have to ask because I knew the answer.
No, I know, I don't remember.
So I'm pretty sure you brought it up and you're like, yeah, well, I have a crush.
Yeah,
And I was like, yeah,
I was like,
I know.
And I was like, oh, I have a crush. So I'm like, and he's like, oh, you gotta be careful. I can read minds. I was like, what? And then he was like, yeah, I already read your mind. It's me. And I was like, ah! Like the amount of panic I had in that moment. Because I'm not the type to make any move at all and was not planning on.
You did not expect it at all. You were just like, oh yeah, like you have a crush, and I was like, nah, not really.
I was fully intending to learn that he had a crush, lose my own crush because it was awkward, and just move on with my life, and that's not what happened.
But what happened instead was, do you have a crush, James? Nah, but I know you have a crush on me. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, and I was like, what am I supposed? That's not what I. And then he didn't even do a good job of being like, yeah, but I don't like you back, so don't. He was like, I'm not getting involved because I'm going on a mission.
No.
Minor,
yeah, that's the thing.
Not.
Hold on.
And so that's,
whoa, hold on.
Like...
Stop. You're talking to the internet. You need to give context for these things. Hold on.
He was just barely 18, I think. Just barely.
I was just barely 18, okay? And she was still in high school. Oh my gosh. You can't just say things like that.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm teasing.
No, that's so dangerous to tease out on the internet.
Okay,
You're gonna get me canceled.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. To
be fair,
we are both adults.
We are both adults, and we were both adults when we
started dating.
Even thought about dating at all. Period. Because he was
Holy
like, no,
crap,
and I was like,
babe.
cool. I don't care. I don't want to date anybody. And I was like, cool. I'm gonna try and move on from my crush. But it didn't work because you weren't super clear about it. But it's okay.
That's the thing is that I didn't need to be because I wasn't dealing in the relationship era. Yeah. I was heading on my mission, so I was like, just none. Right now, I'm not interested in anyone. That was my answer. Yeah. And so it's like, when I come back from a mission, maybe. But I wasn't giving a yes or a no to anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
You weren't the only one that I told, I'm not getting involved right now.
You should have just given me a no. I'm kidding. I'm glad you didn't. Because what happened was I tried and pretended I had crushes on other people. And then, we were, half in contact. And I mostly just wanted to be his friend. I looked up to him a lot as well. The crush was more like a...
Squish.
Yeah, it was a squish for a really long time.
It was a scrush.
Scrush. Yeah.
It's a squish.
I was not expecting anything to come out of it. I didn't need anything to. That wasn't in my priority. I was somebody who just wanted friends at the time. I was going through a period of my life where a lot of my friends were not hanging out with me anymore and didn't like me and stopped. Yeah, COVID also. But this was as COVID was starting to clear out finally. My friends actually started dropping off, and I was like, what? This feels what? And so I was just looking for a friend, and he liked doing art, and art was what I loved doing, and I just enjoyed talking to him, and that was mostly it. The crush wasn't super serious for most of it. I just was I was like. I was like, Not really.
She's over here
There's
like,
a-
oh, the crush wasn't that serious. And I'm like, lies.
I guess it was serious for me, but like not like I'm not the type to like I wasn't thinking about that. I was like I'm handling
You weren't actively
everything
pursuing
else.
it.
I wanted to get through high school first and ace all of my classes, which didn't happen because I'm not the best at school. I'm getting
Be
better.
nice.
I'm getting
Okay.
better though.
Okay,
I
there we
am
go.
getting better. I'm working on it.
Hello,
Turns
it's
out
Marie. Welcome to the chat.
Hello. Turns out I have a little bit of ADD, which was probably the cause. But anyways, I was like struggling with that. I was like, I don't know what's going wrong. I don't know why I can't pass my classes. I am losing all of my friends. I just want a friend. And so we stayed in like sort of contact. Like he had a friend Discord server, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He has his YouTube channel Discord server, which you should go join because I am on that.
Link in the description below.
And it's a fun place. I love it there. I'm not great at looking or responding at it some days, but I really enjoy it when I do. Anyways, but there was like a question of the day thing, and I was participating in asking question of the day a lot because I used to do these. Do you remember? I used to do these pun of the day things, and I didn't have a phone, so I would just email everybody. Because I didn't get a phone until like at least halfway through high school. Anyways, but I would email everybody a pun of the day. Puns were my thing. Everyone knew me for my puns. And that's what like, everyone thought I was only a tick a little bit, but it was great. I loved it. So that was partially what prompted the glitter letter, as I was like, that's like a prank. I'm not great at pranks, but I really enjoy puns. And I want to be good at pranks. I feel like this is the closest I get. That's still, I think, the best prank I've ever pulled. Still. Actually, there's this one that I do where I, like, put tape on the bottom of a faucet.
There's this
and
one
it gets my
that you
parents
do.
every single time. I do it every single year on April Fool's Day, and they still fall for it. I'm starting to think that they might fall for it on purpose to make me feel better. But I don't know. Anyway.
Fisher Skippy's back. He said, hello, James. It's been a while. Welcome back, bro. It's been a minute. Death Star says, quick question. Do you know Tolkien? Of course, one of the greatest fantasy authors of our time. Dashing Wilder says, and here I am, living in in an extremely orthodox and extremely conservative household where love marriages or relationship is taken as a very forbidden thing to do. Only arranged marriages are allowed here. Well, thank you for sharing. I know it's not easy to share, personal struggles with just strangers online. But it's very brave of you to share, so I think you ought to be commended for that. I don't know exactly what that's like. So the amount of advice I can give on that kind of a topic is maybe a little limited. But I mean, family and tradition are important things, but I believe that there's moderation in all things. I also believe that your life is your own. And you don't have to follow the pattern expected of you by other authoritative figures in your life. So you can find your own balance, even if they might not like it. Find a balance between respecting, your parents, respecting your family, and, as long as it's not unhealthy for you, being a part of their culture, their traditions. But at the same time, following your own path and what you want to do. If it's possible to keep a balance between those things, I'd say definitely do that. However, if they make it impossible, then you need to do what's best for you, which you might not know what that is, and it might be like a terrifying idea. But my best advice is Don't write yourself off as unimportant or defined, because you can be, and you can be whatever you want to be and do whatever you want to do. The people who came before you do not need to set those limits for you. Go ahead.
And my own advice in this subject, I think that love can be found anywhere if you try very hard and others also try in return, and that's not a guarantee at all. And so I don't know if it's of any comfort, but I know that I feel like there's love you can find in even places you don't expect. And it doesn't have to be anything romantic love even, but I think there's friendship and joy that can be found even in the darkest of places. One must only turn on the light, is it?
Dumbledore.
That's a Dumbledore quote.
That's Dumbledore.
I quoted it wrong. Go look it up. It's a good quote. I had it as like my phone. Or no, my computer.
Happiness can be found in the darkest of times if only one remembers to turn on the light.
I knew I could count on you.
Yep. Why didn't you go to me originally? A Harry Potter quote? You kidding me? Of course I know it.
I used to have it as my like computer background screen. I had a quote that I turned it into a background screen that I made myself that I had for a little bit, and I really enjoyed that one. That is one of my favorite quotes. And so, you know, I don't know the plan that or the path that your future has, but I can promise you that even when things seem rough, that there can be joy that is found, even if it's the little things, like a yellow flower on the sidewalk, or the blue sky, something small. Those can be comforts in times of trial and uncertainty, in whatever you're going through, and not just, I don't really know totally where I'm going with that, but.
Well, in the chat, Death Star is on a Middle Earth kick right now, and I respect it. It's fantastic. Good luck finishing the Silmarillion. I've never known how to pronounce that, and I feel so bad. I'm such a fake fan. Anyway, Fisher Skippy says they've been taking some time to work on themselves and also helping around the house. Those are both good things. Congratulations. Those are both good things to be doing. Dashing Wilder is talking about his upbringing. We really appreciate you sharing with us, because I feel like there's a lot of value to be found in learning how other people live their own lifestyles. Dashing Wilder also asked, do you play Skyrim? I don't know, babe. Do we play
Baskets.
Skyrim? Oh.
I'm new to it.
Well, I have played Skyrim for a long time. I love Skyrim. Haven't had enough time recently to play it, or anything for that matter. But I introduced her to it, and what came out of it was a little comic that I drew. And it's on Facebook and Instagram and Patreon and Blue Sky. I found this spot. I found this scratching spot. What about you, Dashing Wilder? Do you play Skyrim? What time is it? It is almost 12:30. How long have we been streaming? For about 35 minutes. We're gonna end the stream pretty soon, actually. Tonight's just a shorter stream. Just to remind you guys that I'm here for you. There's this idea that I was kind of contemplating and thinking about. It's called the balloon experiment, where a professor gave each kid in his class, well, it was a college class, so they were all adults, but he gave each of his students a balloon to blow up and once they blew up their balloon, they would write their name on the balloon in a Sharpie. And then they all tied off their balloons, and he collected the balloons and he threw them out into the hallway. He shuffled them up, and then went back in and say, "You all, like, let's try to see if you can find your balloon." And so they all went out there and they were looking, and each person was looking for whichever balloon belonged to them. But it took a long time, because finding one in a hallway full of many, many more than just that was really difficult. However, then, after a lot of, some people found their balloons, but most of them didn't. And then the teacher said, the professor had them come back in. They talked about it for a second, and he's like, okay. He's like, the balloons represent your happiness, your joy, right? If you're constantly looking for your own, sometimes it can feel really hard to find it amidst everybody else. However, the proposal that he makes, which I then make to you, all of you tonight, is what if, instead of going around through our lives looking for our own joy, our own happiness, we spent time finding happiness and joy for the others around us. Because he let them out into the hallway and said, this time, when you find a balloon that has somebody's name on it, get it back to that person. And within 2 minutes, everybody had their balloon. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of this stream that this is, life has ups and downs, highs and lows. And Death Star asked me how I was doing today, and I told him, right now I'm in more of a low. However, I can continue to chase my own happiness and my own joy, my own success. And I can continue to just drive myself crazy trying to do that. But when all else fails and I feel like I've hit rock bottom, then I think the one thing I know how to do is to go out and help somebody else find their joy or help them find happiness. Because the world would be a much happier place if everybody took the time to make someone else happy. Instead of constantly chasing happiness ourselves, what if we take the time to make somebody else happy? And if everybody did that, then even though you're going around making everybody else happy, there'd be a bunch of people coming to you to make you happy. And it would just be a full circle where everyone's happy because everyone's making each other happy, rather than each individual person running on this hamster wheel going nowhere, trying to be happy of their own accord. But it's just lonely. So, I don't have all the answers, but those are just my thoughts for tonight, that I come onto this stream not to get like my own dose of dopamine, which I do more often than not. And not necessarily to get money, even though that is, a good motivation. But I come on today, and I don't necessarily share or talk about the struggles that I'm going through, because I don't want people to send me money because they pity me. I don't want people to donate because I'm begging for it. I want people to donate to a cause that they want to see more of. I want people to donate to my channel or what have you, so that they could see more of the content that they want to see, right? So I don't come onto these live streams to help myself, to say, hey guys, I have this sponsor, which I do, but I don't come on to say, I could really use some extra money right now if you guys could help out. I don't say that, and I don't want to say that. I don't want to be that person. Instead, I want to be the person that, even though he's going through a hard time himself, maybe, I want to help other people feel better about themselves, about what they're going through. Because if more of us did that, then there'd be more people who'd be able to do that for me in return. Like Joanna here. Like Jocelyn, my girlfriend, who, you know, I'm there to help her when she's having a rough time, but she's also here to help me. And if more people went around behaving like that, then everybody would always be taken care of. So maybe it's not, you know, it sounds very idealistic. Maybe it's not completely possible in this life, in this world, but, you know, I don't think perfection is meant to be achieved in this life. You know, that's for the next one. So, anyway, those are just my thoughts. But
I think joy is something that the more you try to give, the more you get back in return. I know for me, sometimes when I'm having a really bad day and I just like give someone a compliment or something, or do what little I can, and I get even just a smile in return, sometimes that's enough to pick me up when I feel like I can't. And it's something that the more you give, the more you get. It's an infinite upward spiral of love and joy and kindness. The more you give, the more you get.
it's true.
And it's something that multiplies exponentially.
Well, thank you everybody for everything you put in the chat. I really, really appreciate the love that's flooding the chat right now. You know, usually I'm the guy giving advice and comfort to those who are struggling in the chat. But I guess every once in a while, I need to allow myself to be the one in need of comfort. And you guys are just the greatest friends I could ask for on this journey. So thank you, truly, all of you. Thank you so much for being here. You know, like I mentioned, I'm in the middle of one of those lower points. But it's a roller coaster, so it goes up and down. So I don't know if my content online will increase or decrease. My guess is that it'll decrease just because I have to get busy with a lot of other things that I have to get done in order to stay afloat. But so, you know, but I'm gonna try my best to be here for you guys too. Maybe do some more streams, and maybe one that, you know, today's stream was titled "No More Flashy Stuff," and it's because I didn't have anything flashy or impressive to do, or to provide, or to entertain with. I knew that it was just going to be me feeling and me just talking. So, you guys are so kind. The chat is so kind tonight. You can always talk to me outside of streams too. I'll always be here and I'll never refuse to help a friend. You're the best YouTuber ever. Agreed.
Sure.
No one's going to top you. Well, thank you all. Thank you so much. You guys are literally the best. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm losing my voice. And one good thing is that I made it to round 3 of YouTube's Next Top Singer. I'm in the top 30. So I should start resting my voice and preparing for that next round. So, holy wow. Bruce Wayne just said, Mr. Beast is like 1,000 levels below you. Now, I appreciate the intent of the compliment there. Hold on. I appreciate the intent of the compliment there, but I have a lot of respect for Mr. Beast, especially his philanthropy, and he does a lot of stuff for a lot of people who really, really need it. I really enjoy his videos where he builds wells in Africa, or he refurbishes schools in Africa, or helps with the tractors. He cares. Mr. Beast as an individual cares a lot about stopping child labor in third world countries, and so he's using his videos to fund his projects, which then generate him more money when people watch those videos. But I mean, Mr. Beast is he's not just like an entertainment guy. He wants to change the world and make it a better place, and really just like change people's lives. And so I respect him. I respect him so much. And so I really do appreciate the compliment. I don't mean to smack down the compliment. I appreciate it. I know what you meant going for there. Both of you in the chat. You guys are just literally, you're too nice. You guys are so kind. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would love to get to the point where I can just decide, let's go and change somebody's life. Let's go and just do good. And sometimes this is the best way that I can do that right now. If I'm feeling rather destitute myself, I can't necessarily take a trip to Africa at the moment, but it is on my bucket list. So, Bruce Wayne says all we can do is be kind to one another. I'd like to amend that. I'd like to say the least we can do is be kind to one another. And sometimes that means everything to just one person. Sometimes the least we can do means everything. So, we're going to close out this stream. But I love you all, and thank you so much for everything. Even the littlest things are the biggest things. Thank you, chat.
By small and simple things, great things are brought to pass.
Dang! I was about to do my outro, but somebody in the chat beat me to it. They said, James, remember the world is a better place with you in it. And don't forget to eat your banana pancakes. Fisher Skippy says, good night, guys. Fisher, I'm very glad to have seen you again here. I hope to see you again in one of our upcoming streams. You have a good night. Good night, Fisher. Fisher Skippy. Did I say Fishy earlier? I meant Fisher Skippy. Good night, Fisher Skippy. Good night, Death Star. Good night, Bruce Wayne. And good night to anybody else still left in the chat. I believe we still have Dashing Wilder, so good night to all of you. I really, really appreciate it. And yes, of course, eat some. Wow, that was some crazy stuttering. Here you go, guys. Eat your banana pancakes, and always remember that the world is a better place with you in it. We love you all. Have a good night. Mwah. Glitter.
May you'll glitter somewhere, probably.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Oh, ignore my thumb.